Hello everyone, and welcome to Podium HD. I'm John Ardelli, and this evening I'm at the former Sacred Heart Church for a meeting of the Friends of Sacred Heart Church Society.
I'd like to thank everyone for coming this evening, and I'm hoping you will join us as we endeavor to maintain our former parish building of Sacred Heart Church. For many of us, our faith was nourished and rooted within these walls. For many of us, all the wonderful and sad events in our lives took place here with our faith community. This all changed on June 22nd with the church closure. I still believe in this building and the people who attended here, and I remember all that it offered to us in the past. My question is, what can you now offer for its future? O Holy Spirit, we come together here as stewards of the resources entrusted to us. Please come upon us and be with us throughout this gathering. Shine your light upon our ideas, our discussions, and our deliberations. Enable us to speak our truths clearly. Help us to listen to each other and not just to hear the words, but to discern the meanings. Keep us united in purpose and lead us to a successful, productive results. Amen.
The Sacred Heart Parish Council struck an ad hoc committee, the Future of Sacred Heart Church Committee. The Friends of Sacred Heart Church Committee had recommended for Sacred Heart Parish Council the establishment of a non-profit society titled Friends of Sacred Heart Church to operate the church. The committee continued to meet with the diocese through the remainder of 2012 and regularly until the present. In June of 2014, a meeting was held between the Friends of Sacred Heart Church Society and the diocese, Managing Director, Financial Administrator, Father Angus McDougall, and the Friends of Sacred Heart Church Society. So where we are right now, we've gone from a request to the diocese to give the Friends of Sacred Heart Church Society, the church, and the cemetery, to the diocese offering to sign a lease agreement with us for 3 years. And that's pending discussion between our membership to see what they would like to see in the lease agreement or changes to the lease agreement. One of the things I want to stress tonight is we're looking for more people to get involved in an interim board to help with the negotiations with the diocese. So we have sign-up sheets. Father Greg McLeod is going to lead a discussion on that later in the evening. We can make the lease agreement available if anyone wants it. Our approach as an organization from the beginning and as a committee of parish council previously is that we see the church as a historic artifact and that our job is to try and preserve the church as it is. So we don't see any changes happening in that. I think the diocese is interested in that. It just seems to be taking a long time to come to an agreement. They would like for us to maintain the building in a certain manner. And my question was, well, what condition is the building in now? And how long has it been since the condition of the building was evaluated? And they didn't have an answer for that. So certainly all these issues of painting and things like that, the last couple of months, there have been some minor repairs done to some of the plexiglass around the stained glass and some other repairs in some other areas that we have paid for. And we've sort of worked out a process with the diocese. If we're going to do something, we call them and ask them if we can do it, and they usually say yes, because they have no one really hands-on here. But there's a lot of negotiating points here. I was a little concerned about if we started doing things, would we have a responsibility if they weren't done right or something happened. But so far, we just notify them if there's something that needs to be done, and then if we're able to do it, we do it, because it benefits us in the long run and benefits the building. So that's kind of where we are right now. And I mean, as you all know, as members of former members of the parish or whatever, or people with an interest in historic buildings, there's a lot of issues that come with this building. You know, we believe that there's graves under that north section there. There could be graves under the whole thing as far as we know. So it's not just a matter of you tear a building down. We've heard estimates of $500,000 to take this building down. Certainly the cost might be more because you have to take the stained glass out and everything. So there is a lot of benefits to kind of keeping it intact and being able to look after it somehow. But right now, all we have in a sense is we have this lease agreement that they've given us, and a verbal agreement that we can keep going on at least through the cruise ship season.
The lease agreement, it hasn't been signed.
No.
It's a proposal to this society. So this society can have a look at it.
Yes.
And decide whether it's equitable or fair.
Exactly.
So we do have a voice.
A big chunk of money went in when we had the concert in June, thanks to Shauna Doolin. And that concert helped us raise $3,470. If we have more concerts like that, it would be amazing. We did try to have events here over the summer. I had talked to Donnie Campbell about doing a summer song night. He didn't think people would come. He said people are at the bungalows. They really don't take part or support. And I know I had friends of mine who had gone over to the First United there, St. Benedict's, at the church over there, and they had said that it wasn't full, that they were right, that maybe 20 people would attend. It wasn't a big crowd. So it's really hard to know what the moneymaker is going to be. I plan on talking to Shauna Doolin to see if we could do something here for Christmas. But again, you're looking at the heath. Tammy McNeil, who's part of our committee, she had contacted friends to see perhaps we're having a jazz concert here. But the person she had contacted at this time said, well, no, maybe, possibly. So we get a lot of that, so it's really hard to know. Even the quilt show, I was jumping on for a quilt show. I thought the long weekend in October would be a fantastic time to have a quilt show. Cruise ships are in, Celtic Colors are on. But the response was slow. It was like I had 2 people say, oh, that sounds like a great idea. Your church looks like a great venue. But it's like they were jumping in. So we're not sure. And personally, I'm really hoping that you guys tonight can come up with some ideas that can help us along, because we're just not sure what we're not hitting. We're trying every diverse area possible, but we just don't seem to get the right mixture to make the biscuits to work right for us. We just don't get it. You have to investigate what your possibilities are to go forward, and we're really hoping that we can come up with some great ventures to make it a moneymaker. Other events that are going on, it's just been the cruise ship people we have now have been fantastic. They're small, they're tired, but they work very hard. They come and the boats open here. They're usually open about 10, and they're here till about 1 o'clock, because it wanes off after that time. And that's one thing I do want to let the parishioners know, that when the boats are here, you are welcome to come. This has always been your building. It's still your building. If you want to come down and sit and reflect, please do so. Don't ever think because the door is closed over that it's not open. We've been putting a little yellow watch your step marker up there. So if you see that out there, you're pretty sure there's somebody in the building here. Come in and just sit. You know, we'd like to see you come in and still use your space. It's always going to be your space if we have anything to do with it.
The goal for the Apostolate to the Sea is to be a welcoming voice, a welcoming hand, a source for them to connect with their people at home. They're out on the ships and they might get, I'm talking about the crew members of the cruise and the commercial ships. They may get the opportunity to get home maybe 2 weeks out of the year. They have very limited funds. They don't get paid a lot. So the Apostleship to the Sea is here to offer them the Wi-Fi, computers that they can Skype. I'm hoping that we're going to be able to offer them free clothing with donations from the community. There's going to be an opportunity for them to receive pastoral assistance. We're here to be in open arms for them. our hospitality. Sydney has this amazing hospitality, and we're here to open our arms to them and show them just exactly what we do. This is not only for the seafarers that are coming from far away. There are seafarers that are also in our backyard. Anyone who is a worker on a vessel, it is open to them. There's a lot of plans that I would like to share, but they're only plans right now. Plans for having the seafarers being able to take cell phones to the ships so they can call. There's people that can't even get off the ships. You know, they come here and they don't know us. They don't know what we have to offer. Part of my mandate is to let them know who we are, what we have to offer, and show them how hospitable we are as Cape Bretoners, as people from Sydney.
Just to be clear, the Apostleship of the Sea is a Catholic organization dedicated to seafarers. At the same time, it deals with all seafarers regardless of their own personal religion or faith or lack of. So I've been designated by Bishop Ryan as the port chaplain for Sydney. I've been working with the ships now for 14 years unofficially. But I deal with all seafarers, be they Catholic, Anglican, Muslim, Buddhist, pagan, anybody who needs help and reaches out, we provide the help, and that is the purpose and the foundation of the organization.
Father Rowan, I know in other jurisdictions where the apostleship is, that sometimes they might have a mass or something like that.
Yes.
Is that part of your mandate here in this?
It is. Most of the services that are celebrated on board the ship, especially for any bulk carriers. They do not have the time for everyone to leave the ship, so I go to them. We have the blessing of the ship. I perform exorcisms in Sydney Harbor at the request of the captain and with the bishop's blessing. There are different services that they request. Not always well thought out, but they request them anyways. And we do our best to provide. But
are they made aware of the apostle that we have here?
they are being made aware because we're still in the process of setting it up.
Okay.
So it has not, we'll be having, Rose is putting together both a press release and an opportunity for an interview to make this known to the public at large. And I'm spending most of the time at the dock making the seafarers aware. Jones Pavilion has Wi-Fi, but it gets overwhelmed with the passengers coming off and the seafarers very often are frustrated. I know there was a request or a question from Friends of Sacred Heart whether the Wi-Fi would be made available to the public. The Wi-Fi is being paid for by Sydney Port Corporation for the benefit of the seafarers. And it is for that reason that we have to respect that and make sure that the seafarers above all else get access that they need, and the passengers have to make do with whatever. If it's shown later on that it's not being utilized, there's no problem with letting people know.
In the American organization, Apostolate of the Sea, that they provide priests for cruise ships, and that they do a lot of services for cruise ship passengers. But you wouldn't be doing that here, or there's no possibility of a priest who is ministering to cruise ship passengers coming to this church, to your Stella Maris Chapel, and saying Mass there. Is that a possibility?
That is a possibility. What I find the need for, though, is more than services for individual pastoral care. So the seafarers have very little opportunity to go to confession.
Sure.
So this, when they come here and they know that there is a priest present, I've heard confessions walking the dock. because when I go out there, I make sure that I'm visible as a priest, and they'll come up and go, "Are you Catholic?" "Yes." "We need to talk." "Okay, let's go."
And are priests who are on the ships, are they aware that this new facility is here?
Holland America line, which has the bean dam, any ship that ends with dam, it's called the dam line. But Holland America, every ship, every cruise ship on every cruise has a Catholic priest. That and Concordia are the only two cruise ship lines that have made that commitment. Other cruise ship lines will have a priest during Lent, Christmas, and cruises to the Holy Land. So Holland America, I am their go-to person as far as supplies. If they need supplies, if they're running short, they know to contact me through their Holland America website and through Apostleship of the Sea. But the priests provide daily services. They do good coverage on Holland America lines. Other ships do not have that service.
The church is over 125 years old. And to me, it would be a catastrophe if this church were demolished. Now, I've suggested a way of approaching things, and this will only work if there's a lot of collaboration, a lot of people taking on different jobs. So I've suggested a variety of committees. One, a membership committee, a finance committee, a music committee. For instance, maybe there could be special concerts here, maybe twice a year, one in the spring and one in the fall, where we'd have a chorale and maybe chamber music or whatever, but it would become a traditional event every year. We should have an art committee. Maybe there could be art displays in this church, which people would come in to see, and a special committee for that. And very important would be a maintenance committee to consider the problem, the heat of the church, the plaster, how to maintain it at a minimal cost without running the furnaces all the time. The hosting committee, the people who already host tours from the ship. A gardening committee. It's important to keep the place beautiful outside, the shrubs and the flowers, even the graveyard. Perhaps, so I think everybody has something to offer, a way of contributing. And someone mentioned a cultural diversity outreach committee, because the north end of Sydney has changed. Maybe this building, Sacred Heart Church, could be a center for activity in the north end. We have people from many countries living in the north end, students from China, Middle East, all over the world. Perhaps we could have events here that would be interesting for them. But that would take a special committee. So there are ways to collaborate and to participate in the organization. You can volunteer to be on a committee. You can recruit other people, submit their names. You can become a subscriber, a financial subscriber. That would mean you commit to give a minimum of $10 every month to the organization to keep it going. So if we got 100 people to become subscribers, that'd be $12,000 every year. So a little bit of money every month could be a big, big boost to this. Now, if you don't have money, and if you don't have the energy to serve on a committee, you can at least join us and be a member and support us through your prayers. And that's important.
My job here is to see that the plight of Sacred Heart Church is understood and known, as far and as wide as possible. So if any of you wish to help us out, or just want to become a member of the Friends of Sacred Heart, or if you want to find out more about the church itself, then feel free to get in touch with me. My email address is in the doobly-doo below, so you can get, and I'll put you in touch with people that can give you the information you're looking for. If there's anything you can do to help us out, that would be wonderful. I would also like to thank you for watching Podium HD, and I hope to see you all again here soon. Bye for now.